What's wrong with the term the British Isles? Well, here's Europe, here's the British Isles, and the Isles have two countries, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, shown in red, and Ireland, shown in green. People in the United Kingdom are British citizens, people in Ireland are Irish citizens. Side note, because of the complicated situation with Northern Ireland, people living there can either choose to be a British citizen or an Irish citizen, and this split is around 50-50, but the exact numbers aren't known. So, Ireland was under English rule from as early as the 12th century, since the Norman invasion started by Henry II, and later in the 15th century, Henry VIII conquered Ireland, brought it under crown control to become the Kingdom of Ireland. And various conflicts ensued, such as the Desmond Rebellions from 1569 to 1573, and then again from 1579 to 1583. And then the 9 Years' War from 1594 to 1603. And after the 9 Years' War, the English government had real proper control of Ireland for the first time, and set up a centralised government and disarmed the lords. And from the mid-16th century to the early 17th century, the government of England confiscated land from Catholic Irish and gave it to colonists from Scotland and England, and this is a process known as plantation. The 17th century was probably the worst time in Irish history, with an 11-year conflict, starting with the Rebellion of 1641, and Ireland did actually win this war and briefly ruled Ireland and set up a government called the Confederation of Ireland. This was until Oliver Cromwell retook the island in a war from 1649 to 1653. Jumping straight to 1740, in which the first Irish famine killed 400,000 people, which was 38% of the population of the time. And then straight on to 1798 and the Irish Rebellion, which was inspired by similar rebellions in America and France, in which some estimates placed the death toll at over 50,000, with the British participating in massacres which involved burning rebels alive. The rebellion resulted in a British victory and led to the Acts of Union, which combined England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland into one united country for the first time in history, called the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. And although this led to Ireland getting equal seats in the United Kingdom Parliament, they were still far from equal and they still lacked full home rule. Another famine hit Ireland in 1845, and this is the popular famine that lasted until 1849, and during this period Ireland was still exporting food to Great Britain. This famine ended with over 1 million deaths and thousands more immigrating, causing the population to drop by 25%, and to this day the population still hasn't recovered to its pre-famine levels. A Home Rule Bill was finally passed in 1914, but the First World War broke out, and it was suspended and to be implemented after the war, and Ireland fought with the United Kingdom in World War I. 1916, during World War I, saw the Easter Rising, with Irish rebels causing violence in Dublin, and this led to over 500 deaths, and this was promptly crushed by the British Army. And then, after World War I, the Irish War of Independence from 1919 to 1921 led to a further 2,000 dead. This war resulted in a treaty and the Irish Free State being established, with 26 of the 32 counties of Ireland being a member. This is because Northern Ireland opted to stay a part of the United Kingdom. This independent country was a part of the British Commonwealth, however, and some people in Ireland were against this and wanted Ireland to be fully independent of Britain. This led to an Irish Civil War between 1922 and 1923, which killed a further 3,000 people and resulted in Ireland remaining in the Commonwealth. In 1949, they finally peacefully left the Commonwealth and became the Republic of Ireland. So, Ireland having faced over 800 years of oppression from the British with over 2 million deaths, you can see why Ireland would not want to live in an area named the British Isles, because this can be seen as Britain claiming Irish territory like it did for those 800 years of oppression. So, what are the alternatives? Well, the governments of the United Kingdom and the government of Ireland don't refer to them as the British Isles, and instead of calling them simply these Isles. Other names include the British and Irish Isles, Islands of the North Atlantic, the Anglo-Celtic Isles, or my absolute favourite name, the Atlantic Archipelago. So, while these two nations may have a similar culture, just remember that Ireland is not a part of the United Kingdom and it does not wish to be, and when referring to the islands, use an alternate name instead. Thanks for watching.